Hi guys. Hope you're all doing well. It's been a nice chill Monday for us. Got some unpacking done because we got a bunch of stuff from Knife's mom that we were, you know, we'd left in our move cross country one more time. So that was fun. It wasn't too much stuff, but it was still enough that it was we now have to recalibrate our current systems. And let me tell you, our current systems need more containers. More containers and or more bookshelves. Lots and lots more bookshelves, ideally. Like those IKEA like box shelves, probably 2 more of those. And then we'll be totally good. Just a matter of finding where to put those, because we don't have a ton of space in here, actually. We're generally pretty... We just don't have enough wall space for stuff, you know? Like, you can't just have a bookcase in the middle of the room, and we don't have enough room to, like, put anything else closer to the center. It's just a... Like, I like our condo. Don't get it twisted, but Zam, is it laid out in a funny fashion? Just, you don't appreciate how much wall space you have to, like, push anything towards until you don't have enough of it. Anyways, hi guys! Let's play some Pentiment today. We'd just finished up Act 2 and just started Act 3, taking over as Magdalene, which that is a twist that I did not see coming. Dad needs to be able to see the mural in its finished form. I don't know how much time he has left. Werner said it could be a few months or God protect him. I'll pick up where Dad left off. He wanted to paint the history of Tassing from its earliest days to the revolt. I'll start with the earliest part of Tassing's history, the pagan tribes and the Romans. And then I'll move on to the founding of the Abbey and the Tassing Saints. After that, I should find a way to represent our recent history. Depicting the revolt is important to Dad. People in Tassing might know some of the town's history, but not all of it. Dad said the library in Kiersau had those records. He was going to write to the last prioress to see if she had any information. I should write to her now while I'm thinking about it. Write to Mother Illuminata. You know what? That'll probably pass time. It's our current objective. Like, I can go around town. Let's just do that since we're here. Alright, where to begin? Dad told me the last prioress at Kiersau knew something about the old history of Tassing. He said she became the abbess of a convent in Bologna. Mother Illuminata? Yes, at Santa Margherita. I should write to her. Writing becoming commonplace? What? Or more commonplace? I feel like we give her her full titles. Abbess of Santa Margherita, formerly prioress of Kiersau Abbey, formerly librarian. We'll go with that one. My name is Magdalene. You're Karen. I do not believe we ever met, as I was very young when you left Kiersau. You were acquainted with my father. He bought many books from the library before that terrible fire consumed the place. I'm writing because my father and I are creating a mural in the Tassing Rat House. It's going to tell the history of our community and of Kiersau as well. Hi, Knife. Good to see you. We have only legends and folklore, since of course all of Kurosawa's books were destroyed in the fire. Also, I need to move the webcam. We'll go bottom right, and chat box can go right next to it too. That should be more out of the way. I was hoping you could tell us something about the early history of the town when the Romans were here. If you know anything about the early history of the Abbey itself, we would also be glad to hear of it. We would appreciate any help you could give, and we hope you are well. My father always spoke highly of you, especially how you cared for the sisters after the fire. Library. Always spoke highly of your piety and intellect. You would not mind a personal question. Let's go with the books. I feel like that's... God bless you. I feel like that's an appropriate letter. 2 hours to write a letter. Oh, how easy it is to do an email. If I want to finish the mural before Christmas, I should start planning tomorrow. I should head to bed and get as much rest as I can. Is there anything out in the town I can just... well. More sweet, sweet dog residue. Good to see you, El Nero. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you're well. Thank you for the 3-stream streak. Always happy to see people stopping by consistently. Magdalene. Hey, Dad, how are you feeling? Can I get you anything? No, I'm fine. You go on. Alright, I'll come back and check on you later. Gotta take good care of our dad. Dear old dad. I find it very... The assault is a very strange thing. I wonder who's actually responsible for that. Quite curious. Everybody has their nightly rituals. Hers gotta floof out the hair, which I mean I completely understand. Oh, we're going several weeks in advance. 6 a.m.? Ah, Mistress Drukarid, I have a few letters here addressed to you. When mail. Take care now. Hey. Good to see you, WT. Thanks for stopping by as well. Always glad to see you here. Mother Illuminata wrote back to me. I hope her response helps me paint the mural. Mistress Drukarin, thank you for your letter. I hope this reply finds you and your father in good health. I remember you both, as your father would carry you between the rows of our library in its final years. I also remember your late mother and brother. God keep their souls. While we did have some books that discussed Tassing's past, it's likely they were mythological as what your neighbors believe. That said, I remember one of the peasants, Tillman Kreutzer, read about the history of the town. I know he died during the revolt, but perhaps his family knows some of what he learned. Should also say that it's not true that all of Kurosawa's books were destroyed by the fire. Andreas Mailer managed to save some from the flames, God rest his soul. In the aftermath of that terrible night, cataloging and preserving the surviving books was not at the top of our minds. Even so, this topic has stirred a memory within me. Several years before the fire, there was a death at Kurosawa, the murder of Baron Rothvogel. It mentioned something about finding a history of Historia Tassiae, a comprehensive chronicle of your home. I'd forgotten about it until now because the murder dominated all of our thoughts in the days and weeks that followed. It troubles me now because I recall that the late Father Matthias was also reading a copy of Historia Tassiae shortly before he died. We never accounted for either book's whereabouts. They may have been hidden somewhere in the library and went up with everything else. Perhaps Prior Ference took it from the Baron after the murder. Ference had an interest in books of all sorts, of course, but it seemed like an odd thing to do in the moment. Then again, only God knows what he did and why he did it. Miklaus Hoberl? Huberl? I'm not sure with the umlauts. Haberl, the Baron's manservant, believed it may have been stolen by the town's thief, Martin Bauer. If Martin is still alive, I would ask him if he knows where the book is. Hopefully he didn't trade it for a mug of beer on his way out of Tassing. If the man has passed from this world, perhaps his family knows where the book wound up. As for the history of the Abbey, I fear that was also lost in the blaze. However, as a Christian, Friar Matteo, learned a great deal about the subject. I've not kept in contact with him, but I know that he is now the Archdeacon of Sion. He is no longer a Benedictine, but he uses his family name, Faucigny Saus. If you write to him soon, your letter may reach him before the snow covers the Valais. Please convey my best wishes to your father. He was a good friend to the Abbey in its better years. Despite the violence that occurred, I hold no ill will toward anyone from Tassing. I pray that you have seen better days since that night, and that God forgives the many errors we made. God bless you as well. Mother Illuminata, Abbess of Santa Margarita. Damn, they got the citrus and everything. Oh, Esther wrote to me as well. Which one is Esther? My dear Magda, my parents were glad to hear from your father. Please tell them they wish to hear from him soon. Speaking of printing, your ink was well received indeed. I made several prints with it. They look lovely on the wall. Elisha has taken to making his own ink from scraps he found around the house after he saw yours. Mother was furious when he spent several pfennigs trying to find lapis at the market. Esther is the baby that the woman had while eating dinner. Oh, yes! The names. I remember now. She set him scrubbing the floors for it. Took him 3 days. I'm glad you're keeping busy, even though it keeps you from visiting. Father says we'll have room whenever you decide to make an appearance. And if you do take over the shop in Tassing, you'll have to make visits to Prague for supplies. Who knows, maybe you'll meet someone here. I've made a good match too. Before the expulsion, there was a handsome man at synagogue, Simon, who caught my eye. His father is a merchant, and he's a doctor. He went to the University of Padua. Can you believe it? I'd quite like to marry him, if I can find him again. Anyway, I think you would have even better luck than me. The boys would swoon at a beautiful blonde artist from the Alps. Please keep us abreast of your father's mural. We'll have to come see it when it is finished. Sigmund, Freudian slip much? Sorry, I am a psych head, so I see it and I go, yeah, that's Sigmund right there. That is certainly a Freudian slip, though. Blessings, Esther. Always nice to receive some letters. I'll have to write Esther back tonight. I should head back home and check on Dad. Hey, Dad, how are you feeling? Magdalene. Sitting upright is still a struggle, I'm afraid. The dizziness makes my stomach turn, so I'd rather not eat at the moment. Are you sure? I can bring up something light, like milk or broth. No, I can't stomach anything just yet. But tell me, where are you off to? I need to get started on the first part of the mural today, the old history. Mother Illuminata didn't know much about Tassing's early history, but she did give me a few places to start. I'm going to ask Black Till if his grandfather told him any stories. Illuminata said he used to read about the Romans. Mother Illuminata, Magdalene. Uh, right, yes. Mother Illuminata. Young Fruitser has mentioned those tales from time to time, yes. He comes by to borrow books now and then. Usually when he's found some interesting old ruin out in the fields. You might ask him about that. Il Peter's always harumphed about how no one paid attention to the old ways anymore, too. I'm sure he'll have some stories to tell about old Tassing. You might stop to talk to him. I didn't think of that. Thanks, Dad. Of course, Magda. It's nice to feel useful, even if I am stuck here in bed. Nonsense, I'm just glad you're awake. You might talk to Smokey, too. The old charcoal burner seems to know more about what's in the woods around town than anyone else. That and he's a known gossip. Well, isn't he a bit eccentric? He's always nice to me when I chat with him. I'm certain he'll know something about the ruins. You may hear something worth your while, at any rate. I'll go talk to him. What about the ruins or the mines? I can't just use books and stories alone. I want to explore whatever is left over from the Romans before. The salt mine and Roman ruins are the oldest parts of Tassing. It only makes sense to see what they left behind. Ah, you take after your mother. She was always thorough in her research. You always said that's what good artists do, Dad. Be careful, all right? I know the twins mess around near the salt mine, but I don't want you getting hurt. I don't know why Jorg doesn't keep them in line. Always making trouble, those two. That's what happens when you name your kids after pagan gods instead of saints, I guess. I like that they're named, what is it? Apollo and Artemis, right? Don't worry about me, Dad. I'll be careful. Good. I still need you to run the press for a little longer, after all. Don't forget your other chores while you're running around town, all right? We still have a household to run. Don't worry, I'll get everything done. That's my girl. Better get going if I want to do all of that today. I'll see you later, Dad. Good luck, Magdalene. All right. So let's look at our Historia. Two copies. Martin Bauer probably stole one. Yeah. We'll start with Martin and then go from there to Smokey, I think. I mean, we know it's not the real Martin, but I think that's generally regarded as not a huge deal. Magdalene, how are you keeping? I'm eager to continue work on the mural. I have so much to do before Christmas. I'm certain it will be the pride of Tassing when you're through. You've always had your mother's talent for art. And how is your dad? You're one of the only people who asked how I'm doing before asking about my dad. Oh. I know how it is to be the sole caregiver. Yourself disappears behind the needs of the person you're looking after. I worry about you carrying that weight alone. I remember when my dad fell. We cared for him as best as we could, but those few months before he passed were a tough time for everyone. But I believe God will pull your dad through, whatever the doctor says. We need him. God willing, you're right. I'm at his mercy. God willing. Amen. Have you thought about what you'll do if your dad doesn't come through this? I'd have to get married. You remember what happened to Ottilia? Is that from our history? That poor woman. But you're a good girl, Magda. There are many numbers of families in Tassing who'd be happy to take you. You have someone in mind, don't you? I promise you I do not. I promise you I do not. Such a modest girl. Your dad raised you right. I mean Ot's, of course. He's about as subtle as his father, God rest Otto's soul. I miss him. I wish I'd got to meet him, properly, I mean. He made an impression, that's for certain. Oh, the girls around town knew better than to moon after him, though that didn't stop some of us. He was Eva's from the start. Azot's appears to be yours. Oh, that was the old lady who yelled at the Baron? I did not do any of her side quest. No, I remember what happened to her. But if nothing ever comes of that, know that you're always welcome in my family, Magda. Croft's a nice, hard-working boy. He's got a sharp mind. He can provide for a family. Are you trying to set me up with your son? Can you blame the mother for trying? You're a good, respectable girl, Magda. Any family would be lucky to have you as a daughter. I don't mean to be rude, but I'd prefer decide in my own time. Lost her house because she was widowed and women weren't allowed to own property. That's true. Also, hi, Riley. Got the first 20 minutes in. I mean, you take what you take the ones that you can get. Also, I heard that you did a stream debut, and I wanted to check that out, and you don't have your past broadcasts available. It was a test stream only? Okay. I understand. I just wanted to catch I saw the Riley stream and I said, you know what? I gotta catch that. I gotta see what she's doing. I was busy cleaning. All you missed was OSRS. The classic. Everybody's favorite. Everybody loves RuneScape. At least, I mean, online, generally, people really like RuneScape or just have nothing to say about it. You're the first person who didn't laugh about it? I mean, I've raided into my buddy that is doing the, like, UIM treadmill account. I don't think I have any space to... I'm familiar with just how crazy OSRS can get and how much people enjoy that, but hey, I mean, you stream what you want to do. You do what you do. Anyways, you've played a lot of it. That's true. I have played a lot of OSRS. I think my furthest account is like 1600, 1700 total level. And that might still be a little high. It's at least 1500. Anyways. Hi, Karens. Good to see you. Thank you for popping by, saying hi. Always appreciate it. I don't mean to be rude, but I'd prefer to decide in my own time. All right. I'll let it lie. You know, not every marriage may start off on solid footing. But if you pray and work and trust in the Lord, you can find it in time. Believe me. If it's not working out, how can you be sure a couple belongs together? God knows. He brings people together for a purpose. We don't need to understand it, only to have faith in Providence. In any case, I should get back to the chores. Remember what I said. Whatever happens, you're always welcome in my home. Also love OSRS. RuneScape is such a good feel. Yes, RuneScape is one of those games where, like, if you're really active and involved with it, it can really be such a... Like, gonna be a very fun experience, but the amount of grinding is crazy. Of course you think that, Brigitte. God gave you a free trade-in? Well... Started a fresh character for the stream. Oh yeah, you're beginning the grind all over again, Riley. The grind is part of what made me go, I'm gonna set this down for a while. Last time I played was like November of last year. Maybe like, probably about November. I'd crabbed myself out because I needed to do so much grinding for like higher tier raid stuff and being able to use the weapons. Anyways, oh, before I forget, I actually had a question about an old book. Martin is supposed to have stolen it from that baron who was killed years ago. Do you know what happened to it? Oh, I hope this doesn't get me into any trouble, but I still have it, hidden in a drawer. Martin left it behind when he ran off. He went to all the trouble to take it, but didn't bring it along. Martin was a thief, but he wasn't stupid. I'm sure he realized no one would believe he'd come by the book honestly, so he couldn't sell it. Why did you keep it? What was I supposed to do? The Baron was killed soon after, and there I was, holding his stolen book. I didn't want Martin to get in any more trouble than he was already in. I never read it, though. I don't read well. I could take it off your hands. No one would ever know you kept it. The 20 stream streak from Riley, too? Let's go. Back to where you were. The stream streak, as I've always said, the streaks are optional. I don't care if you show up like every single day forever. The only reason that I'm keeping track of how many days that I'm doing it is because it's for me. It's for me. If you want the streak to be for you, that's fine. But again, do not feel obligated to keep the streak unless you want to. Like the sweet points. That too. The free the free points towards whatever's on the wheel. Always love that. Well, now that we're playing Pentiment too, I don't know what else you would redeem your points for, Riley. I'll take it off your hands. I trust you to be good to your word, Magda. I'd like to have nothing more to do with it. To be frank, it reminds me of difficult times. A stolen book of a dead nobleman in our home. Perhaps it spoiled our milk and turned our eggs all these years. Here you are. Please don't tell anyone I had this. Ah, Historia Tassiae. It's in Latin, which I don't read well. I'll puzzle over it in the evening. Thank you, Brigitte. You've been a big help. Of course, Magda. Be well now. God bless. You too, Brigitte. Until later. I don't need to maintain my streak then, so I can leave. I'm rather busy. Look, I can't hold you hostage here. If you hate this stream, I get it. I get it. If you're busy, do not come to this stream as well. Thank God. Later, y'all. Thanks for stopping by. Mwah! Now that I've seen like 5 streamers complete DS1 and nobody's playing DS2, I need to see it somewhere. Oh. I am going to have to finish that game, aren't I? And also the DLC. Oh, I don't want to do the deal. Well. You'll get an approximation to it. Morning, Magdalene. How's Klaus? Enduring. Even when his speech is slurred, he keeps a cheerful heart. I don't know what life would be like without him. Klaus is a good man, Magdalene. Tassing is a better place thanks to him. He's one of the few in Tassing who hasn't been on my back all this time. What do you mean? Don't pretend like you haven't heard. Townsfolk have whispered shit about me for years. So what if I occasionally get into a few brawls? I'm an honest man. I wasn't involved with what happened to Otto Zimmerman. I supported his cause. I pulled my weight around here, tilled the soil, salted the meats, provided for Brigitte and Kraft. Background pig. I do love the background pigs and like just the Renaissance drawing for them all. All the animals look very much adjacent to what they really look like. I've done enough backbreaking work for this family. Can't a man just have a goddamn rest? Why are you always getting into fights anyway? Sometimes an asshole just needs to get his teeth pounded in. Does beating the shit out of someone really solve a problem? Maybe. Don't want to solve problems, though. Don't have the patience anymore. I had enough. Does everyone know he's not the original Martin, or was that a secret that died with Andreas and Lenhart? Um, I think it's mostly a secret that died with everybody else. Like, after all that, I'm sure everybody's like, does it really matter? I think we have other important things to deal with. Other more important things to deal with. Just want what I'm owed. Right. Lost enough time to this as is. Time for you to go. Until later, Martin. World's worst till job. Can I talk to the sister, former sister and brother? Book time, true. Also book time. God bless you, Magdalene. Hello, Matilda. Hello, Woslav. How are you two? Very well. The Lord has blessed us in more ways than we deserve. And how are you, Magdalene? I was worried with you keeping the house and the workshop all on your own. Let me bring some soup by for you and your father. You're very kind, Matilda. Thank you. Not at all, Magdalene. This is how Woslav and I serve Tassin. Our vocation may have changed, but our gratitude to God and the town is not. You've always been so dedicated to the town. Your neighbors took care of us in difficult times. Ha! Sometimes those days feel like another lifetime. A harder time, to be sure. Were the Benedictines anything like the Poor Clares? We lived simple lives of devotion, but not that simple. I'm given to understand they don't make art in the convent now. Such a shame in that beautiful workshop. In any case, a nun's vows include dedication to a simple life with all the challenges that entails. But I struggled with my vows, my discipline. I couldn't live with as my sisters did. I broke my vows, as did Woslav. You fell in love. We did. Well, I seduced her. You certainly did not. Are you telling young Magda that you seduced me, then? Woslav, please. So you left the Abbey? Well, we were found out, but our secret was kept. Still, the matter ate at my heart. That and being falsely accused of murdering that old baron terrified you, and rightly so. We all must account for our sins, Magdalene. I was afraid I would account for mine sooner than I thought. Those were the hardest years of my life. I repented and prayed to God to absolve me. But the Lord always provides, even in the darkest days. The Abbey's destruction gave us a second chance. I can't imagine the townsfolk were too happy to let you stay. There was some suspicion at first, yes, but we proved useful in the days following, and soon they came around. The Lord forgives more readily than man, Magdalene. Never think you must remain in a place that causes you to sin, even if others think it godly. I never realized you two went through so much together. I'm glad you two are able to live a happy life together. Only by the grace of God are we in this life together. May it be many more years before we part. God willing. Anyway, Magdalene, I'll send that soup over to you shortly. Thank you, Matilda. God bless you, Magda. God bless. Former members of the convent. I mean, we all make connections. I hold nothing against them. What does Hetty have to say? Hello, Magdalene. How's the mural coming? I heard you browbeat the council into letting you do it yourself. I don't care about the council. I only want to finish the mural for my dad. I'll say they didn't have a chance against me once I set my mind to it. Ha! That's the spirit. It's good to see you standing strong against those stubborn bastards. God may have made man from dust, but I swear he left some of them with rocks for brains too. Did you know Jorg was by to check on my hinges? I've had enough of their silly projects. That Zimmerman boy seems to have a good head on his shoulders, though. Once you've settled down with him, you'll have a good life ahead of you. It's hard to think of the future right now with what's happened to my dad. I'm not gonna worry about getting married right now. Oh, sweet girl, I'm sorry. My mouth goes faster than my head sometimes. Or so my Johann used to say. Your dad's only ever been a fair-weather friend to people like me, but he's a family man at heart, and I can respect that. I hope he knows how lucky he is to have you looking after him. He regrets it, you know, what happened at the Abbey the night it burned. I'm sure he does. He could have made a real difference for us, stuck his neck out, but he was scared. We all wish things could have turned out different, but that's life. Ha! Anyway, give my best wishes to your father, and take care of yourself. Thanks, Hetty. Until later. Until then. Simon and Hans. Hello, Magdalene. Hello, Hans. I hope your dad recovers quickly. He's a good bad. Thank you. I'll tell him you said that. Good. This town has seen so many terrible things, but we've recovered before. I thought you took a 2-week cruise. Sorry, that's a different bald guy. I also don't have a kid. That's a different bald streamer. You know, I would like to consider myself as successful. This town has seen many terrible things, but we've recovered before. Maybe the Lord will return your dad to health too. I pray you're right. Be glad you have this time with him, I say. Wish I'd had as much time with Helwig. Anyway, I should get back to it. Until later, Hans. Oh, sorry. I understand the mix-up. I mean, the dashing good looks, the reserved demeanor, the ranting about various things in our world. Anyways. Hey, Magdalene. I heard what's happened to your dad. How's he doing? Resting. He suffered a severe blow to the head. I'm worried, to say the least. Odd sends his regards. The Bauer household is praying for a swift recovery. Thank you, and thank Hans and Jutta as well. I will. Klaus has always been a bit of a bedrock of Tassig. I'd hate for him to die. It'd be, sorry. It's fine. I fear it as well. It's best not to ignore one's fears. Do you miss your father? Your real one, I mean? Do I miss him? Kind of. I don't remember Joseph all that much. He's become a haze of sorts, a faint echo, a feeling, an occasional emotion. I was so young when he got killed. Mom said I had trouble understanding what had happened for a long time. I understand. My mom, she's like an empty hole in my life. I have nothing of her. Oh yeah, you never even got to see her, right? Not even a memory, huh? Suppose you have yourself for comparison. God molded you after her. I can imagine how she could have been like. Stubborn and unruly, yeah? But can I know if I'm actually like my mom? If that's what it takes. I don't see people of wealth and power giving the rest of us much headway. Yeah, I mean... Ayo, what's up, Bad Bish? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a good Monday. Guess not, but I guess we'll never know. I can understand why the council is careful. I don't know. I'm not a Sparklight, like you, Magdalene. Anyway, the winter draws closer, so I got a lot of preparations to take care of. I truly hope Klaus recovers soon. God look after you both. Until later, Simon. Like the nasal vocal affectation decision. I have to differentiate between so many different people in this town as much as possible. So we'll call this voice acting practice. Ah, Magdalene, how are the hinges on your doors? Fine, I guess. Maybe Andrea should take a look at them. I would have asked your father, but well. I love the Swolmoogle. Every time I see the Swolmoogle, it's about flexing those muscles, getting the flexibility. Anyway, you wouldn't believe how many people in this town leave their hinges to rust. Is that something the council is worried about? Well, Dad always taught me to keep the house in good repair if we can afford it. And now Paul would like to institute a yearly check of all homes in Tassing. What do you think of the idea, Jorg? Well, it's not a bad thing, but I don't see why we need to make it official. Everyone in Tassing helps each other. As I see it, if someone notices a house in disrepair, we all pitch in to fix it. To do anything else would be unchristian. I played Fox Quest 2. That's the one that you linked us yesterday, right? How was it, Daft? Jorg. Jorg is fucking huge. Swoogle can't touch anywhere near their shoulder blades. No, they'd probably have a hard time like fully reaching behind their back with how much muscle. His name is Big Jorg. Oh yeah, he's the biggest guy in town by no contest. There's a reason he's called Big Jorg. I think you should play Fox Quest 2. Well, Daft, you've said that you want me to play games that are not good. So, is it good or is it fun? I'd also probably Is it in the library? That can go on the list. Fox Quest 2. I will say nothing else. Okay. I get strong Game of the Year vibes from the title alone. I mean, it's gotta be GOATY all time. Game of the Eternity. With a name like Fox Quest 2, I mean, easy. Knock out of the park. To do anything else would be unchristian. But if Paul wants to see it through, I'm happy to go along with it. Makes me feel useful, you know? Speaking of, I'd better get back to work. Nice to chat with you, Magda. See you later, Jorg. Why do I feel like these hinges are going to be plot relevant? Thought this was a silly hentai recommend. Looks fire. Fox Quest 2 actually looks like it has some sauce to it. You got, like, look at the Steam page. Hello, Magdalene. How's the mural going? I hope my husband hasn't been bothering you too much about it. Is that a concern? Ha! The council likes to meddle in things they ought to leave alone. My husband less so than some, but those men are all bad influences on each other. Now they're chatting about yearly check on the door hinges of every door in town. Hinges! Who gives a damn if the hinges on our front door creak? To be fair, if your hinges creak, the door integrity is at stake. Yes, well, I don't need to check every door in my house like every year like it's feast day. If there's a creaky hinge, I'll hear it. Anyway, I think it's good of you to be working on that mural. I wish Artemis and Apollo would take some interest in something like that. Speaking of, have you seen them around anywhere? I was going to look after the chickens, but they've disappeared. I haven't seen them recently, but they like to mess around in the forest. Maybe they wandered off there? This town isn't that big. I don't know where they can get to that I can't find them. Father Thomas says they're only so much trouble because I named them after Greek gods. He says those names have power, but I still like them. Besides, Apollo and Artemis are gods of virtues. If anything, they should be more well-behaved. Names only have as much power as we allow them to have. Can every Greek name really invoke pagan gods? Maybe you're right. Father Thomas spends too much time in his books. Besides, then he'd be in a poor state. Father Thomas the Doubter. Anyway, I'd better go find those rascals. Good luck on the mural, Magdalene. Thanks, Veronica. Until later. We have older Clara now. Hello, Magdalene, dear. How are you? How's Klaus? It's hard to know for certain. One day he seems well, the next I can hardly understand his words. Oh, Magdalene, I'll keep praying for you both. The both of you deserve the best. Life's been hard enough for you already. Please let me know if you need any help around the house. I'd be happy to help. Oh, thank you, Claire. That's very kind of you. I've been so busy in the rat house that I've let the house go a bit. Not to worry. I'll come by and help. Besides, then we can chat, and chatter makes chores pass quickly. With all my children up and grown, and no husband to take care of anymore, I've got to make myself useful somehow. Big Jorg is still in the house, though, isn't he? Ah, yes, but he's a grown man with children of his own. He and Veronica are capable of caring for their own household now. Eva is taking care of Otts, and Ursula and Fabian have their own life together. They don't need me anymore. You sound sad. Ah, well, I suppose I am. I thank God that my children are all grown and prospering. But I do feel like there's something missing in my life. After so many years of tending to them and maintaining a home, I don't know what else to do. That's a fair point. Always do something new? Keep busy by helping Gret in the bakery or something? Jorg has been telling me to rest more, but you're right. I'd rather keep busy as long as there's life in these old bones. Well, that's settled. I'll come over to help around the house soon, alright? What the fuck? Got insane deja vu? I don't think we've done any of this before, so I think that might be an internal thing this time. God bless you, Magdalene. Let's go to the bedroom. What you guys got up here? Anything interesting? No? Okay. Is Cracked getting premonitions? Do we need to be worried? Okay, just Veronica. Sorry. Let's talk to Ill Peter, too. Is Magdalene married? No. Magdalene is like, what, 18? 18 to 20? 17 to 20? Like her and most of the other kids? Okay, so I'm just tweaking. No, she's been getting talked to about marriage a lot, though. Hello, Peter. Can I talk to you for a moment?
What's that?
I was wondering if you could tell me some of the stories about Tassing.
Ah, the old tales, It's been so damn long since anyone had a thought to ask me what I know. But there's still a few of the old tales knocking around in this skull.
Are there any myths from even before the Romans came to Tassing?
Of course there are. The Romans weren't the first ones to live here, you know. Their spirits older than the saints that live in these woods, older than the Romans. They protected Tassing before St. Moritz ever set a blessed foot in town.
What sort of spirits?
The sort that I'm getting at. Didn't your father teach you patience, Magdalene?
Sorry.
It's Perchen or Wild Hunt that scare them evil ones away. They've protected Tassing since its founding day. Long before those Romans, our ancestors roamed these mountains under a great chieftain called Raidus. Now, folk weren't as kind as they are now, and the tribes fought one another for the best land. The old chieftain was a yellow-bellied coward who neglected the old gods. He was too proud to make offerings. Because of him, the gods favored other tribes, and Radis's people had no land to call their own. Instead, they wandered through these mountains and valleys, hunting and gathering what they could to survive. One day, when winter was approaching, Radis went hunting and found a wounded wolf tangled in a trap. But instead of killing the beast as most men would, he helped the beast and loosed it from its bonds.
Was the wolf a spirit in disguise?
Of course not. Wolves are wolves, girl. Spirits need the of animals for their power.
Sorry.
Spirits don't need skins of animals.
So many people in this game have died, but this old bitch is still hanging in there. He's one of those motherfuckers that just refuses to die. Just says, actually, you know what? I don't need to worry about that. I don't need to worry about dying. I'm just gonna exist until I don't.
Still, you've got the sense of the thing. The old gods are keen to repay favors done, and Percha is the goddess of the wild hunt. The wolves are her animals. She leads the wild hunt, and the wolves lead the hunts of the forest. Back in my day, folk knew it was bad luck to kill a wolf. Now I'm the only one who remember these things. Percha saw Radis' action and took favor on him, and told the wolf to lead the chieftain to her sacred spring. Radis led his people to the spring and claimed it for his homeland, and we've been in this valley ever since. Then those goddamned Romans came and destroyed everything, but you see, there were other gods protecting this place before St. Moritz. That's why a few of us still honor Perchta. She protects us against witches and fiends.
That's a wonderful story. Perfect for the first part of the mural.
Good, good. Nice to know I can still be of some use to this town.
What about the Romans? Do you know of any Roman legends of Tassing? Sorry, hang on. I gotta... sip on up and down.
Roman legends? Pah. Don't bother with stories from outsiders, or tales of gods that aren't our own. The Romans did nothing but conquer our people and destroy this town. We spent generation after generation building Tassing back up from those days. And still, our traditions keep dying with no one to carry them on.
I'm asking about them right now.
Well, I don't know shit about the Romans anyway.
All right, all right. I have a lot to think about. Thank you for sharing your stories with me, Peter.
At least someone wants to listen to me. I'm tired. I'm talking so much it's made my jaw ache.
I'll leave you to rest then. God bless you, Peter. At least one of the Peters lived. True. The Peters have already gone through enough bullshit. Endress, you got any? Oh, good. Full conversations. Hello, Magdalene. How is Klaus? Rezi and I are very worried. Oh, Rezi! That's the... You see how the town is impacted by the actions of just a couple of people. Namely, Andreas. Alive, and that's what matters. Did you discover who attacked him? No, whoever it was, they left no sign. A terrible crime. Terrible. May God look after you both. We've had enough tragedy in this town. Fortunately, Dr. Stolz appears to have found his purpose. I remember him being so sad when I was a girl. Ha! You're still a girl. Oh yeah, Andreas. Hope that guy is doing well. Yeah, he's doing great. He decided to stay in Nuremberg for the rest of his life. He died on his way back to Nuremberg, to his hometown. Anyways,
He was once the picture of arrogance, masked to sadness, I think. I like to talk about how he was destined for better places than this backwater alpine town. How he was meant for the court of kings. No longer. He grew up.
Did the revolt change him?
Changed everyone. But he's the one who saw the bodies. He's not a heartless man, Magdalene. He deserves our compassion. But I shouldn't gossip. If there's anything Resi and I can do for you, let us know.
I will. Thank you for your kindness, Endris.
It's nothing. I owe your father more than I can say. Take care, Magdalene.
Can I talk to Resi?
Hello, Mistress Drukarin. I was close. Endris and I have been terribly worried.
Dad's spirits are high, but he still gets headaches and spells of dizziness.
If there's anything we can help you with, let us know. Endris is always ready to provide. He and Klaus have been friends for a long time.
My thanks to you both. If you don't mind, you weren't born in Tassing, am I right?
No, I'm originally from Innsbruck.
How did you arrive here?
The twists of Providence are sudden and unpredictable. I was but a young girl, selling all manner of wares on the market, pots and the like. One day this man appears to the stall, all jitters and nerves, stammering over his words, but charming in a way. We spoke at length. I was intrigued and soon enamored, as if a candle had been lit. Endris is a man of talent and means, after all, blessed with a kind soul.
How did it feel leaving home for someone far away, brooding yourself from the life you had?
Frightening, to be sure, leaving Innsbruck, my friends and family behind. But it was exciting as well, going off to find new opportunities and build a new life. There wasn't much I had to look forward to in Innsbruck, few prospects for a poor girl. I could see myself sitting at the market, continuing to sell odds and ends. Sometimes there are risks we just have to take.
It's very inspiring, Resi. I'm glad you found some happiness here.
We all struggle in this world, but the moments of joy outweigh the bad. It's how God has set the world, His benevolence guiding us through it all. I feel I've been blessed, and it's not been all bad for Endris either. I assist him with the bookkeeping side of the smithy and other things.
I hope I've also made the right choices so far. Thank you for telling me about your past.
It's nothing, Magdalene. I hope it has provided you with some encouragement. Don't forget that you are important as well, and deserve to live your life.
Bachata? I'm sorry. What are we bachataing here? Also, I'm so happy that we see talking to Endris actually does make a positive impact for him, being like, just put yourself out there, man. To Endris's dank rhythms. True. It just makes me think of Andre and Dark Souls as well.
Alright, I have to assist Endris with a few things. Be well, Magdalene.
Until later, Therese. I'd marry Endris. Oh yeah, like, guy's got good things going on for him. He's a blacksmith. He's a hard worker. He's talented. He's got a trade. I can smell the anise on the breeze. It reminds me of when I was little. Dad always bought anise cakes from Gret to help soothe my stomach when I was ill. Was that his wife? I didn't know you did that storyline. We did. We did. We told him to put himself out there. Hello, Gret.
Magdalene, darling.
Good morning, Gret. It smells heavenly in here.
Oh, haha. I've just finished rolling out some raisin bread. Thought that Andreas and Ulrich could use a treat today.
Oh, what a sweet idea. Any special occasion?
Oh, not really. I didn't want the raisins to go to waste. Besides, I like to drop in on Anna and see my grandchildren.
I do love that Andreas has impacted this town enough that they would name a child after him. It's just, I love seeing the ramifications. What a great premise for a visual novel. Just traveling through time in this small town.
I'm more blessed than I ever imagined I would be. Paul and Anna make such a lovely pair. Ulrich wouldn't believe his eyes if he saw us now. I wish he could see his grandchildren.
Andreas Mailer affected many lives for better or worse. And I think that's the thing that every artist should aspire for. You should seek to affect lives, generally more positively. Generally, you don't have to deal with witch hunts like that. 2 of them. And the ramifications thereof. But I think he's a fascinating character. And just seeing like how mean you can be to everybody. You can be a real dickhead. I always did think it was strange that your daughter but no, come on. The baker and the miller are like a perfect pairing. I'm sure you're rejoicing with the saints.
I do hope so. It was never much for emotional displays, but I remember his joy when Anna was born. You know, I was angry when Anna first took a liking to young Paul. He was always a quiet boy, but I was afraid he'd turn out like his father. Well, I needn't have worried. Paul is a good man and a good father. He's built this town back up from what it was. It's good to see Elle so social now, too. She's come out of her shell.
Yes, she's been asking me for recommendations for the ladies' reading circle. I love participating in the drama, though. I can only think of one other Austrian painter who's affected people's lives, but that one was definitely for the worse. Yeah, I can definitely think of at least one. Maybe only one. I'm gonna make that joke too. Everybody's least favorite Austrian painter that is always at the forefront of our minds. Hang on. What are there? If I had another name on deck, we could have given that as a punchline, but Austrian painters. Let's actually put a cap on this bit. List of painters from Austria. If I scroll down to H Sorry. I have the browser extension Shinigami Eyes, and it shows when people are like stated as having anti-trans ideologies, and I clicked the Austrian painters list and I was like, Hitler's gonna be on here. I gotta double check that. Seeing Hitler's name in red, being like, yeah, this guy is pretty against trans people. It's ironic because Grimes kind of sucks nowadays. It's true. Also, Lurk. Thanks for lurking, Bad Bish. It's okay. I just like this. What? I just like this landscapes. Did Hitler do landscapes? Anyways, let's Eddard Girk. Popping up this guy. This guy. Everybody's favorite Austrian painter, Eddard Girk. I only know his god-awful dog painting. I think Hitler did entire countries. That's a, that's a joke that I did not think that was a pull. Thank you, Jaddlers. We can joke about reality at least a little bit, right? absolute worst +2 I've ever given. It's definitely in the like I shouldn't give this a +2, but it got me cackling. He did a portrait of his dog. Hang on. Hitler paintings. Now we're doing this. Just show me paintings by Adolf Hitler. Boring. Gauche. That's not... Okay, this actually I like the composition of. I know I don't have it up. We're not actually going to be looking at these. Just getting an idea. Adolf Kaufman, unfortunate name. Oh, fuck, that makes it a way better joke. Hang on, we've got the other twist. We've got the other twist on that joke. What a rabbit hole. It is a rabbit hole, isn't it? I like to think that I'm somebody that I'm trying to become more of an active arts enjoyer. So learning more about the arts how I can. Anyways, my everybody's favorite Austrian Adolf. Austrian painter named Adolf Kaufman. Are you being Ongo Gablongian? You know, I'm not familiar with Ongo Gablogian. That is not a term or a person or whatever that is. That is not anything I've ever heard of before. It used to just be a name. That's true. My favorite Austrian is Hans. Are we talking Kingdom Come 2 Hans? Is he Austrian? Or are we talking about from in-game? Oh, okay. Never mind. Danny DeVito in a wig from... Oh, fuck. We're looping back in on itself. Okay. Common as hell, too, until the 40s. I don't think a lot of people are going to be getting named Donald nowadays, either. Just saying Hans because it's, like, the most common name. Yeah, that's a fair poll as well. Anyways, let's continue. Let's progress out of this conversation. The 40s is coming back around. I'd be fine with people being named Adolf now. Back what I miss about Hitler. That is pretty good timing. The Hitler stuff was just, I looked at the pictures and I was like, these are pretty boring. And also, the Adolf Kaufman is my favorite Austrian painter, named Adolf. No Ongo Gablongian, though? No, I had to be familiarized. I had to look it up, and Cracked also explained it for me. But thank you. I didn't watch that much It's Always Sunny. I think I got to, like, season 4. How many of the other painters were also authors, though? Yeah, Adolf, a true Renaissance man. Adolf Hitler. True Renaissance man. A guy that I really gotta give my flowers to. We skip and do not acknowledge the early seasons. I think it's important to recognize where the show comes from. Clip. Let's be real. Adolf Hitler, not a good dude. Hot take, hot take. War hero and war villain. He really did a full arc. I'm a painter and an author, but the painting was done on PCB High. The novel is actually my blog that runs back to 1997. That counts. Actually, yes, that is a multi-talented. That is multi-talented. You're right, they did apologize for poor trans rep. I mean, it's... you're making these jokes, you're trying to be on the cutting edge of comedy in the sense of like, how can we make these jokes? Being able to recognize and be like, we shouldn't have been doing that. In hindsight, that was maybe we were on the wrong side there. I'm obviously neither. No, you're an artist of a different caliber. You just have to believe that you're an artist, and you are an artist. That's one big takeaway from this game and life in general. I do have a blog going back to 1997. Electronically documented my entire life since I was 11. That's pretty crazy. Most people do not do that. Ratatouille ass? Yes! Yes! Ratatouille is a fucking phenomenal story of, like, I would say one of the last Pixar greats. Because it has genuinely made such an impact on my life. Like, that is art. I know it's Pixar, I know it's Disney, but that is art, baby. It's the love of creation and how anybody can do it. It doesn't matter if it's at a high level. You can do it. Are you aware of Dragon Bibbin? Never thought I could be terrified of a painting, but I'm terrified of many of his. Let's see it. Okay. Hang on, let's pop these open. Let's do a quick art review. Maybe I should add that as a redeem. Write that down, write that down. Art critique. Redeem. Sorry, you write, sometimes you catch a spark and you just gotta stick with it. This is an extremely evocative picture. Very excellent use of shading. Very, very beautiful stuff. I'm not a creative. I don't have a creative bone in my body. I know this to be true. I'll leave art to the actual artists. I'm a big fan of just saying you gotta, it doesn't matter how good you are as long as you aspire and move forward. Ratatouille might be one of my favorite Pixar movies. It's right up there. Absolutely phenomenal. I love Ratatouille. It's like if I have to give somebody a top 10 favorite movies, I would probably get shit for it, but I think it might be in there. Dog door scary? Dog scared, then I scared? Absolutely. I trust the dog on that one. Taking art recommend Leonid Afremov. Okay, we'll do this. Will be last one. The Jacob Keller video. If my own was burning down, I'd grab the cat in that painting. Okay, Leonid Afremov. I know I try to focus on the gameplay generally, but I just love interacting with you guys. So thank you for... I love having an active chat. I love being able to have this back and forth conversation in this fashion. Very interesting that this is the day and age that we live in. Okay, I can see... I definitely see why you would grab one of these, because this is like just stunning. A stunning amount of work in such a... Like, you can tell the specialization. Love to see that. Postmodernism? Hell yeah. We love interacting with you too. Thanks, guys. Mwah. I love Data too. Trying to explain the MOBA I play in university while drunk. Yeah, yes, Cracked. Yes, trying to explain to a MOBA to anybody that has never touched a computer is probably the funniest thing that you can do. All right, so you click your unit around. I'm not going any further with this, but it's just there. It's a layers on layers of like, what do you do in your free time? Well, I used to whittle wood. I see. You guys are having a conversation. It's fine. I don't need to give. I don't need to give my thoughts on it. She's been asking me for recommendations for the ladies' reading circle. How wonderful! You are the one to ask for such a list. This ain't for you. It ain't for me. It's okay. I would join our group myself, but I'm just too busy with the bakery by myself. But I don't mind that. It keeps me busy, and I get to see everyone in town when I deliver to them. I've been chatting too long. My doughs need tending. Please excuse me, Magdalene. Of course, Gret. Until later. I'm just so interested in seeing how everything goes. The rat house. It has a clock, too. Damn. Biggest building in Tassing. Baltus's clock took ages to build in place. I can only imagine. Never got my gender acknowledged. Always called by my dead name. See, that's what really makes a job suck. It's not necessarily the work itself, but just how they treat everybody and like your general respect within an organization, as your respect for you as an individual. Like I don't make very much money, but the amount of respect that I get from the people that I work with is good. I mean, aside from the doctors, I won't say any further than that. Sometimes the doctors can be a little bit that's just how doctors get, you know? Work for way less money and now I'm happier. You gotta make the changes that work for you in life. Nazeu. Ciao, Magdalene. Baltus's workshop. I wonder if we can do another lesson soon. Magdalene! Yes? The cinnamon just arrived for the beer. Cinnamon, doesn't that come from Kalon? Ugh, yes, at a great cost. Oh, never mind that. The copper pots you helped me pipe are part of the process. Huh? It's for the Christmas celebration. Already, we're barely into November. The wheel of time stops for no man. But it's going to be wonderful. Cinnamon, coffee from Ethiopia, cacao from the New World. Jesus Christ. He who has money who can do anything. Problem? Of course not. It's your money. In 3 months I start my truck driver training. Yo, exciting. That's actually a very exciting change. I know that I've heard people say it's very isolating. And also demoralizing, especially with like just a couple of general things. I love the pandemic. Don't say it. like that. Say what you will. That's fair. There are elements of the pandemic that I certainly enjoyed, but I think it was the time that I had the world slow down enough that I could actually like focus inward and make more changes in here and become a more well-rounded individual. I mean, CDL is carbon steel in the US. You have to be naturally sober person who can be alone for weeks at a time, but it's the lifeblood. Also super social, but only in bursts. I mean, Twitch Twitch chat, just like listening to Twitch streams while driving across the country. I think that would be pretty easy, as long as you had the proper people to listen to. As long as I can bring my dog and my bun. I feel that. I feel that. You got to have your animals. Trucks make all things happen. I really wish that we could switch to a rail-based system simply because that would be the road system as it is, like the independence of it is also stifling in my mind. I like, but then again, maybe I'm just one of those public transit neurodivergents where I go, the world would be so much better if we actually had good public transit. We really, really need to. Also, America was at one point built on the rails. How did we lose it? It's because I think it's partially the highway system and also like rail monopolies somewhere along the way. Cars, yes, cars as well. But like trains and boats are like the most efficient platforms. It was not the interstate system. No, the interstate system. Sorry, again, this is the downside of just kind of spewing a conversational diarrhea. No, the interstate system was actually a brilliant idea, as WT said. It's just the idea of like having the entire United States as connected as possible. This is all of what Death Stranding is about, right? It's about bringing people closer together in this wide world. Love you, don't get derailed. Interstate destroyed historic neighborhoods of people of color to force them out of cities, by the way. That also true. The redlining associated with that. I'm not going to say that it's like great. Also converting cities into car places. Tragic. We needed to have cities be like as pedestrian oriented as possible in my mind. But yes, the interstate system in cities being oftentimes driving historically the poor down. Didn't say it was a diamond with perfect clarity. You got to take the silver linings in the always shitty and racist and patriarchal societies that we have lived under. So we take the W with the L. Take the W acknowledging the L, I think. Meant to start streaming 30 minutes ago. Thank you for stopping by, Bad Bish. I appreciate the compliment. I love hearing feedback, so best of luck. I hope that the stream goes well. I'm having so much fun. I'm glad to hear that. Sorry, I'm not trying to advertise. Don't sweat it. This is a conversation, and like we've rated. If I have rated into you, you are okay to talk about your stream. Continuing conversation though. Anyway, I'm quite excited about it. Clearly. Love you all. Thank you. Love you too, Bad Bish. Everybody self-promote in the chat now, okay? Self-promo 60 seconds. Go for it. Plug what you want. I'm going to continue reading Pentiment. I realized I did not read that message, that last text box.
After all of Dazu's complaints about the cost, the base rye we're using is free.
Really?
Yes. The farmers had so much rye this year, they couldn't use it all. They made as much bread with it as she could, but wound up having to throw a lot out. So why not make beer?
Yes, why not?
Thank you.
I mean, this is how it works. When you have a surplus, you can create culture. And when you have, like, extra rye, you make beer. You make as much bread as you can. Like, there will always be something that you can push whatever your surplus is into other resources. It's always the building blocks of, like, humanity at its core. If people aren't eating, then society isn't progressing because everybody is always out to eat. Because when hunger is something that is highly motivating. Hello, Agnes. Do you have anything to say? Anyways, I just have thoughts about baby, she ate. Okay, bye. Thank you, Badbish. Thank you for being here. Paul Allen spot only costs $4.99 a month. So it comes with gambling games. Done. I've self-promoted. Paul Allen bot. Just don't let it off. Don't let it off the chain today. No poker in chat, please. It's shut down. R.A.P. Paul Allen bot. A true legend.
Good morning, Magdalene. Brisk weather today, isn't it?
Poker, I hardly know her. Oh, that's my lead mod right there. Debug if mode follows me, otherwise it's being wrenched on. Okay. Back in the shop.
Brisk weather today, isn't it? And still Kraft is out there working with Father Thomas to repair the church. I worry about that boy sometimes. He works the stone, but I'm not always sure he has his mind set on it.
He's working hard to mend the tools his father made in Tassing. Masonry is a good trade. Everyone needs a stonemason now and then to repair things.
That they do. Lucky always harped on about how being honest and trustworthy is the most valuable currency. How in this life, hard work and reputation matter the most. Kraft has taken that to heart, I think. He does a lot of good for the town. I've offered to find an apprenticeship for him, but he won't make his damned mind up. He deserves a chance at the life he wants. He's lived in his father's shadow for too long. He's a good man, Agnes. You should be proud. Thank you, Magdalene. I've done my best for my household, despite what's happened in the past few decades. Ah, well, you didn't come here to hear me ramble on about my family. What can I do for you?
I thought you might have some additional remedies for my father.
Aren't Werner's enough? I understood Klaus's condition is dire, but I thought Werner would be able to provide something.
I know I won't save him, but I still want to try everything I can.
Every little bit helps, I understand. Let me see what I can whip up. I can't promise anything, but God willing, I pray it provides some small help.
Thank you, Agnes.
Of course, Magdalene. Take care.
Ah, the life of growing up in a small town where people are specialized in their trade. The aesthetics of the Renaissance. Oh yeah, this is my house. I don't need to go in there right now. Klaus isn't there to greet me. Can I talk to Father Thomas? Is Otilia... Is there anything about Otilia here? Mother Mary of Jesus. Her painting has been here as long as I can remember. Why such idolization of Magdalene? Sorry, responding. Hmm? Oh, God bless you, Magdalene. And you, Father Thomas. You look troubled. What's the matter?
I seem to have lost the key to the tabernacle.
Without it, we'd have to go without the Eucharist on Sunday. I'm sure I could find a way to get the tabernacle open. The lock shouldn't be that complex.
Absolutely not. I will not have you picking your way into the tabernacle. Even for a righteous purpose, I don't like the prospect of it. And why on earth do you know how to pick locks, Magdalene?
all women do. It's just a matter of being a good wife. We have to be able to manage our family finances. Holy.
Hardly amusing, Mr. Karen. Regardless, I won't have you forcing your way into the tabernacle. I'll find that key eventually. I won't leave Tassing's sanctification at risk.
I'll keep an eye out for that, Father.
Thank you, Magdalene. Please let me know if you have any ideas as to where it might be. God bless you.
It's true, Resident Evil taught me all women can lockpick. Absolutely correct. I wonder if Sister Amelie has seen the tabernacle key anywhere. I should talk with her. But yeah, Jill, also master of unlocking. Picking locks isn't that hard. I used to teach lock picking. I'm barely proficient. But I know how to do so because I watched several lockpicking lawyer videos and was like, huh, that seems like a pretty easy skill. I should probably try and pick that up. Seems very useful. If you want to learn, it's not tricky, but it does take time. Yeah, I need to actually dedicate more time. I need to get more locks to pick with, because I feel like some of the ones that I have are incredibly cheap, and I don't understand I don't understand what differences. You impressed a bunch of teenagers that one time? I did pick the lock into a bathroom that was unoccupied, that people had locked themselves out of because they were silly. But yeah, I impressed my little sister and some of her friends for her wedding because they accidentally locked the bathroom that they were supposed to use for getting ready for bridal stuff. I love lockpicking lawyer. He's fun. He's a good, he's a quality entertainer and obviously knowledgeable. Worth watching a couple of his videos. In your head mechanically, it's as simple as it gets. Now put an actual lock in your hand that you don't know about and do it. It's one of those things where it's like acknowledging where it is. Acknowledging what you have to do and actually doing it are two very different things. I'm not very good at the single pin pick. I would like to be, but I need to work on that a little bit. Need to actually get my box of locks. It's been almost a year. I better derust that. It's worth it's a good skill to have. You never know when you might need it, and it's not like it's a skill that is it's not necessarily a skill that lends itself towards positive thoughts generally. But it's good. It's an important skill to have. Security is 90% an illusion anyways. I live alone. You better believe I've had to break into my own house. Even got the cops called on me. God. That's got to be an annoying thing to explain. Someone's breaking into a house. Well, it was my house. I'll get you my papers. I'll show you that this is my house. I just happened to forget my key.
God bless you, Magdalene.
God bless you, Sister Amelie.
What brings you to church this time of day? Lighting another votive candle for your father?
I was hoping to speak with you, sister. Have you seen Father Thomas's tabernacle key anywhere? He's misplaced it.
I'm afraid I have not. Everything in the church has been as it should be. Although I did hear the 2 Gertner children come in last evening. I did not rise, but I heard their whispering for a moment. They left as suddenly as they came.
Why didn't you say anything?
I didn't think anything of it. Many people come into the church throughout the week. This is a sacred space, and the people of Tassing respect it as such. They respect my privacy in this place as I respect theirs.
I see.
I've seen the twins come out into confession more than most of the young folk in Tassing. Their intentions last night may have been pure. If not, however, it would be Christian to remind them that theft is against the Lord's commandments.
You're right. Of course, I might have a go chat with them. Go have a chat with them.
I advise that you do what you feel is right in your heart.
Thank you, sister. God bless you.
God bless you, Magdalene.
Keep a second set of picks in my car trunk so they come with me outside of the house when they're typically needed, if ever. I also need to set up a mobile kit like that, because I do keep 2 tiny picks in my wallet, and those are what I used that one time, but having a better kit is more important for sure. A couple older model master locks I can open by pulling on them really hard. They're incredibly shittily made. It's so funny how just poorly made they are. Especially after watching Lockpicking Lawyer. Speaking of which, let's watch the video that Riley linked. We'll just skip to
be fun to see if we could open one master lock up by hitting it with another. So what I'm going to do is hit the 500 BRK with this master lock number 3 and see if that's enough to break it open.
I don't know if I've seen this one before.
Okay, as you saw, the 500 BRK works exactly as advertised, and it broke right at the groove with relative ease. Now, given the company's well-documented institutional expertise at making locks that are easy to open, I suppose it really shouldn't surprise us that when they're actually...
Master Lock. What a joke of a company. Can percussively move the tumbler spring out of the way. Pops right open. Yeah. It's an old-ass lock. They've gotten a little better, but... they're still not great. I definitely have a couple that I've purchased that I have practiced on, and it's just crazy. Video just makes me laugh. As is your right, and with good reason. They're both just so damn silly. Ursula and Fabian. Nothing for them. We talk to Anna. Nope. I'm not going to say keep your bearer bonds behind one, but a shed with expensive equipment, sure. I mean, most people aren't going to care that much. Like, if it's a couple $100 worth of something, a $20 lock is mostly just deterrent. Not having the lock on there, again, security is all about like the illusion of how easy it is to get and access something. Lockpicking is a damn near dead art anyway. It's still an art though. It's important to keep the arts in the mind. Just isn't how we go through doors anymore. No, locks have evolved a lot over the years as well. Magdalene, can I help you with something? Still unart, but still dying. Absolutely, I fully agree. I think it's one of those arts that, like, I'm always for the preservation of an art. Yeah, remember back in the days where we used to have to lock everything up? Yeah, well, people obviously figured out a way to do that without having the key, so check out the art. The art of locksmithing and picking. Just understanding the base mechanics. Which one of these do we want to do? I came to see how you're doing. Very well enough, even if I don't know why you care. Because Paul is my friend, as are you. Dear Paul, he's grown into a good man. I almost failed him, just like I failed my poor dead Lenhart. I've always heard he was an awful man. We had our problems, but it wasn't his fault. The people here made him that way. You know how the peasants are, so he was quick-tempered sometimes, but he had to be. He was under a lot of stress, trying to live up to his father's expectations, maintaining a good standard of living for us, his family. It wasn't all bad. With all his faults, he didn't leave me alone. But he did. His own actions caused what happened in the end. I went to the American Banjo Museum last month. Very good example of preserving an art. Yes, I love seeing that. I didn't say it was dying. The banjo is a living art, baby. I'm bringing it back. Banjo is sick as hell. We have a teacher at my school who can teach it. Need to advertise it more. Banjo is such a fun instrument. I love it. Banjo is very much alive in Texas. There we go. It's all about where you are. Banjo's fun. That's a good way to say it. It's just a damn good time. I love a banjo. If you promote the banjo well enough, they will induct you into the Banjo Hall of Fame. No joking. You know what? Yeah. If you can get big on the banjo, welcome to the Hall of Fame, kid. But he did. His own actions caused what happened in the end. He was only doing what he had to. What does it matter now? I'm alone. Forever alone, carrying the weight of death. Leave me be, please. Maybe that was not the conversation to have with her. If I wanted to learn a little bit more of the history. Good morning, Magdalene. How's the mural coming along? Well, I think. I'm off to start the first round of the mural today. I'll paint the founding of Tassing and the Romans. Well, if you won't want any models, Tassing is littered with Roman ruins. It's almost a nuisance. 3 random locks out of the box of fun, opened in 10 minutes, minus type time. Hey, you know, being able to pick three random locks in 10 minutes, pretty impressive. Pretty impressive to the layperson at the very least. Maybe not the people that are big in the scene, but You don't need to be able to pick a lock in 10 seconds flat 90% of the time. I trust you'll take the council's opinions on the matter into account. Respectfully, Paul, no one else in town can do this project better than me. Won't you leave the details to me? All right, Magdalene, you can choose what to paint, and we'll leave you to it. I trust your good sense, and Ots does too. You're well suited to this job. All I ask is that you keep the Lord in mind. The mural is for Tassing, but we have others to appease as well. I understand. Thank you, Magdalene. Anyway, I'm glad that mural is coming along well. Forgive my sudden questioning about it. I've been so busy preparing for the council's next meeting, I haven't had as much time with Anna as usual. She says I get a bit frantic when I'm overwhelmed. Is council working on something new? Little Andreas is cute. I do love new baby Andreas. A good man. Paul naming the guy responsible for his dad dying. Naming his son after him. Very, very fun. Try a wafer lock. That's where I'm gonna fail. I'm trying to remember. Do I know what a wafer lock is? Anyways. We love baby Andreas. We're considering yearly maintenance checks on every house in Tassing. The idea's had quite a bit more pushback than we'd anticipated. Can't imagine why. I'd certainly love it if my neighbor's nosed in my way into my house every year. I can understand the utility of the proposition, but I feel like it might feel like a nuisance. Precisely, that's the issue we've run into. It would help protect those in Tassing who don't have the skill to fix things themselves. Widows like Agnes or Gret. But without us instituting it for the whole town, we can't enforce the proposition. In any case, the matter is far from resolved. I imagine spring will come before anything is actually done. I better get back to work. Thank you for letting me interrupt your day, Magdalene. God bless you. Until later, Paul. Dog to pet. Wafers are the locks you see on a car. The side groove keys. Yes. I'm not super familiar with working on wafers. Just remember there's a head size slider in this game, should you wish to try it out. Okay. Where is it? Big head mode. What is with obsidian and big head mode? What if we make it just a little bit bigger? Just big enough for it to be like a stylish decision. The dog even is affected by it. Holy. Big head mode is just such a funny like video game ass option in games. I love big head mode. Hello, Apollo.
Hey, Magdalene.
Hello, Apollo. What are you doing?
Looking for frogs. Artemis says she saw one the other day and we're trying to collect a bunch.
Frogs don't come out this time of year.
How do you know? Artemis says she saw one.
They don't. Hildegard says they're cold and wet creatures. They won't be out in the autumn. I read it in a tale. Frogs come out with the rain. We get rain in spring.
Huh. Maybe that's why I only have one.
Why do you need the frogs for?
Like I'll tell you, you'll snitch.
If you don't tell me, maybe I will snitch. Your mother won't be happy to hear about what you're up to.
Artemis always says Mom doesn't care. Mom yells, but that's about it. Sorry, Magdalene, I can't risk this one. Try asking Artemis.
Okay. The Great Frog Plague of 1543. can't believe how quickly the leaves changed this year. It's nice to see some green this time of year. Horehound is one of the few plants. Oh yeah. Does the big head mode affect the rabbits too? Hi, Smokey.
Good day, Mr. Karen.
I've told you, Smokey. Call me Magdalene.
Old habits, I suppose. What brings you to my corner of the woods? More gossip?
Yes, actually, but first I wanted to ask you about the old salt mines. Only ancient gossip? We'll go with the first one. Man has grown a fantastic beard. He really has. Just full bushy ass beard. An elegant beard.
The mines. Is this a new interest of yours, Magdalene? I don't see the townsfolk trek out there as much anymore. Last I saw, those two twins making trouble. They know a way in, but I'll be damned if you ever set foot close to that place. What are you so interested in over there?
The mural in the rat house needs a section about the earliest days of Tassing. The mines are the oldest part of Tassing, and you keep a keen ear. I thought you might have heard something.
I don't know about getting into the mines, but I know a fair few stories about them and the other Roman ruins around here. The old stories my father used to tell me when he was the burner of Tassing. The one about Mars and Tassia, the nymph, was always my favorite, though I blame that on my youth.
Tassia? Like Tassing?
Mm-hmm. Folk named the town after a pagan god, Roman one at that. I don't mind telling you the tale, Magdalene, but I warned you, it's a bit bawdy.
Oh, count me curious.
Ha! I won't be scandalizing you. Can't have your father hounded me for any coarseness. But I'll tell the decent bits of what I remember.
All right. What's the story?
Well, legend says that Mars was hunting in these woods and spied a fat boar for the taking. He'd just pulled back his spear when he heard a woman scream in terror. Of course, the creature ran off, and the god was angry at the loss of his quarry. So he tramped through the woods to see why a woman was in the forest and not in the local town.
Why would a god be hunting in the forest?
How should I know? Maybe he just wanted a brisk walk. Besides, why should anything the gods do make sense? These were the old days, when spirits and ghosts prowled.
I need more facts. What do you mean prowled?
Prowled, you know, like spirits and other evil things do. You can't just say they walked through the woods like you or me. They prowled.
All right, keep going.
So Mars found a nymph, Tassia, bathing in a spring with a fat, ugly satyr goading her from the shore. Enraged at seeing the trapped nymph, Mars transformed into a wolf and slew the satyr. And in return, well, Tassia bathed the god.
Ah, I see.
I did warn you, Magdalene. When Mars left the pool, he dripped onto the ground, and it blossomed with flowers and crops. That's why they say this valley is so fertile.
We've been growing crops here for generations. People would want a reason for that, even if it was the gods. I love these different iterations and tellings of what makes these towns and like areas so great. Like the different twists on the cultural history. Very fascinating. Durka raid. Holy! How's it going, guys? Thanks for the raid, Durka. I hope that you had a great stream. Were you playing more 007 last I saw? Wow, thanks, guys. All of the raid. Thank you, Junior Pingu, Mew, Dottie Karate, Creama Lagoob, Cream Alagoob, Gab. Anyways, Gentle Links, Poutine Dreams, Alan. How's it going, guys? I hope you had a great stream. I hope you've been having fun with 007. I know I want to play that at some point, but we'll get there. We'll get there. 007 is so good. Okay, it's on the list. I think it may be the next game then. Gabber trim is fine. Don't worry about it. Thank you. I appreciate. I appreciate not completely putting my foot in my mouth. I agree. Finally got my damn Agent 52-second run. WT and their speed running. Hi, 9bub. Good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Hi. Yeah, everyone is playing First Light. When did you turn on big head mode? Like 2 minutes ago? I only cranked it up a teeny bit. Just because I think it's funny. Just a little big head mode. Arvid, welcome. Hope you've been doing well. Loved the Brungo stream as well. I think that's goated content. I hope hanging out with Brungo was fun too. Thank you, Dumb Guy Allen, Gentle Links, and Trim for the follows as well. Thinking of 9bub today. When I was playing Sanctuary RPG and the Mercenary dealt 9 damage. Thank you, Dottie, for the follow. His head is not that big. Didn't notice. I thought your head was always been this big. I have a pretty big head. I can't fit into most of the one size fit most hats. I have a real honker of a head. Sanctuary RPG? Is that worth checking out? Sorry. Hi, guys. We're playing Pentiment. I should probably give a base... I'm not used to giving my rage spiel. Feckin' noggin on the lad. So true. I got a feckin' noggin. But... Sanctuary RPG. Thanks for everybody. I have been streaming every day for the last 179 days. So, I've been pretty dedicated. Just this last week, I had to cut down on stream time just because we were hosting some people taking vacation in Salt Lake City, which is where I'm from and where we are. So if you're interested in learning about Hell State at some capacity, I can provide you with that. Only 179? Okay, so the goal for the last little bit has make it to 180, and then 365 is the next goal I want to bump it to. Thank you, Sheep Boy, for the follow. Much appreciated. Don't worry, we'll play a Toby Fox game at some point, because I know how much you love those. But I want to try and get to 365 days of streaming and like 3-ish hours a day. Just because I'm a self-proclaimed artist, and an artist only gets better at the arts that they practice. So I'm practicing, baby. I mean, your profile pic is Toby? It is. It's Toby Fox mixed with my own terrible interpretation of a dog. Can you tell that my medium of choice is not drawing? Because it's not a good face for a dog. Utah history fact from nowhere. The Zion's Cooperative Mercantile Institution, or ZCMI, is considered the first department store. Oh, okay. I was not aware of that. I grew up here and I wasn't aware of that. We've been growing crops here for generations. People would want... Back to the game, though. Back to Pentiment. A fantastic game that I would recommend everybody check out. I've been loving it so far. I think it's one of those games that you benefit the most from playing yourself and being in charge of, though. I highly recommend. We've been growing crops here for generations. People would want a reason for that, even if it was the gods. I already have it in the library. Work does keep us away from the beautiful visual novels that should inspire our lives.
Whatever the reason, Tassin's been blessed with fertile ground for hundreds of years. So much of what the Romans left behind was destroyed over the years, but I like that we still have these tales. You can never really destroy stories as long as there are people to tell them. Of course, the Romans left a hell of a lot behind too. The town is more Roman than Bavarian, really.
Well, we are a part of the Holy Roman Empire. Because of how long it was a Roman colony?
That and how much of the town is built upon these Roman foundations. Tassing is actually smaller now than when it was in the Romans' day. At least that's what I make of it. The ruins go deep into the forest and all the way to the old mine. Half of Tassing is built on Roman stone. Take a walk around town and you'll start noticing things. We use their stone to build. The old temple by Sati's shrine was grown over, but the aqueduct runs for miles. Even the abbey used to be an old Roman fort. You can see some of the Roman pavestones under the road if you look hard. We may not be Roman, but this town is.
Tassing has been building upon itself for hundreds of years. What a beautiful idea.
That's the way of things. Most people don't notice the old stones. Too busy in town to notice what's right in front of their eyes.
Maybe I should take a look at Maybe I should go take a look at the mine. I'd like to get a better sense of what things actually were like.
Nothing will stop you, I see. Well, I won't either. Just keep an eye out for wolves or satyrs you might see down there, eh?
I'll let you know if I see anything. Thanks for your help.
Good luck, Magdalene. Be safe.
More whorehound? Yep. Okay. You have Voxlov to talk to as well? Hello, is there something I can do for you? Knives need sharpening? I'm Magdalene Drukerin. Are you a friend of Smokey's? I'd like to think so. I'm Voxlov. I'm a tinkerer. I travel around and help people out with sharpening knives, little things like that. You're Karen. Are you a printer's daughter? I am. My father is a printer. Do you sample the wares much? Yes, I read books.
Voxlov, don't. You're gonna get in trouble again.
Trouble? From me?
No, not you, Mr. Karen. This one can't help but talk to people about all sorts of strange things he believes in. He reads all sorts of books, talks to odd folks, get ideas brewing in his head. Now that don't bother old Smokey none, but bothers some people a whole lot.
Who? Priests? Some people with limited imagination?
Inquisitors.
2 inquisitors. No need to overstate the danger. Do I want to know what happened? A long time ago, I got into an argument with some people in town. They told Father Thomas. To his credit, he told them to let it go, but somehow an inquisitor found out. Anyway, I had to leave for a while. So, books? Strange ideas? Yes, the host, the Eucharist. The bread and wine, the body and blood of Christ. Holy Communion? What about it? More and more people are writing about rejection of transubstantiation. The idea that the bread and wine of the Eucharist literally becomes the body and blood of Christ.
Here we go.
Yes? Well, there are 2 ways to look at it. The first is on the grounds that Wycliffe and Huss rejected it. Using our eyes, our senses, there is nothing perceptible that changes in the character of the bread and the wine. I suppose that's true. Good, but there is also a second point. Even if the bread and wine turn to Christ's body and blood, why is that necessary for spiritual communion? We are bound by flesh, attempting to reunite with the light of God through the Eucharist. The act, the observance, unites our will with that of Christ. He is present in us through the remembrance, not the physical act. Are you following this, Smokey? So what does this matter? Are you saying we shouldn't take communion? No, there's nothing wrong with taking communion as a rite or act. But if you accept what I'm saying, there are other things I'd like to discuss.
I'm not listening to any of this.
Are you ready to hear why it's important to disbelieve in transubstantiation? Yes. Sure, why not? I'll admit, I hoped for some more enthusiasm regarding the fate of our souls, but alright. Oh, hell yeah. I mean, it's such an important thing to discuss with this time period. This is a time period dominated by, like, just ritual and the Catholic Church just holding such dominion over how all of these acts and rituals are decided, when it should be generally more of an individual act, an act for an individual. Sorry, one moment. This all starts with Lucifer creating the world. Excuse me? God was the Word, and the Word was truth, and the truth is light. The light is God's will. God's light contained aspects, what we considered angels, facets of his infinite intellect. One of these aspects separated itself from his intellect and manifested in the darkness as the corrupt will, Lucifer. By what power could a portion of God's will separate from the whole? The will moved itself. God's intellect, being infinite, also contained the capacity to transcend the infinite, to exist outside the boundaries of God's infinite light. The corrupt will brought into an equally infinite darkness. Within that darkness, Lucifer cast his false light, a corrupting imitation of the divine intellect, to create the world. All material in our world is inherently a corrupted manifestation of that false light. We still have a connection to God through our intellect, but it is flawed by existing in our physical bodies. So Genesis is wrong? There are many stories of creation, many versions even of Genesis. Why is it you believe yours is the correct one? You believe the one your church has given you. Maybe if you were given another, you would have believed that instead. He's actually cooking. Was Jesus flawed being a man even though he was born of a virgin? He was not born of a virgin. I'm not hearing any of this. And it would not matter if he were. Lucifer was a rebellious splinter of God's will. The Christ appeared when God willed his divine intellect into Jesus. But you said that the physical bodies were all corrupt. Yes, but while we are heirs of Lucifer's rebellious intellect, Christ received wisdom from the light of God himself. He did truly die and was truly resurrected in body. But his reappearance was only important for him to convey the message of salvation to the people. In truth, resurrection is always happening, since if we die without grace, our souls are condemned to be reborn. What's the sentiment of today's pentiment? We're learning hot goss about the history of the town. So the sentiment is intellectual, curious, perhaps? That's at least where I would land on that. Hot goss. Always the hot goss. Good to see you, Grommy. Hope you're doing well. In truth, resurrection is always happening, since if we die without grace, our souls are condemned to be reborn. This physical world is the only hell we know, living again and again, the only torment. I think that's a sad way to look at life. Hottest, the gossest. We do be spilling forth the hottest and gossest of everything in the gossip tree. I think that's a sad way to look at life. Maybe, but it is how I see it. In 5 years, I may see it another way. Anyway, thank you for indulging me, Magdalene. It was illuminating. Until later. Until then. So right now we're just poking around in the forest, looking for where Artemis is. Ah, yes. They're looking for frogs. What does Magdalene have to say about this as well? Saint Satia's shrine. Martha especially likes to leave offerings to her. All right, Artemis.
Hey, Magdalene.
Hey, Artemis. Apollo said you're catching frogs.
Yeah, what about it?
He told me to come and ask you why. He wouldn't say anything.
He didn't tell you? Christ, finally, he's learning to keep his mouth shut.
But you'll tell me, right?
Fine, just promise you won't tell.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, all right. We want to put them in the altar, so at Mass, Father Thomas reaches for the Eucharist and frogs go everywhere.
Why in the world would you want to do... You know what? Sure. I can't wait to see Father Thomas's face, if you can get away with it.
He'll never expect to summon frogs in his sermon on the Egyptian plagues.
Be careful, that could backfire on you.
Don't worry about us, Magdalene. See you later.
The hot goss. This town has so little going on that Artemis and Apollo decide that they have to stir up some trouble. A pig out here? Must have broken out of its pen. I wonder who it belongs to. Well, at least we know that there's a pig out here. The waterfall is always so beautiful. It is an absolutely stunning waterfall. Mugwort is also useful. Might not be as powerful as when we gather it on St. John's Eve, but it should still work. I love all of the stupid drawings. Let's check out the mine shaft. I want to depict the mural as accurately as possible. I have to go down the shaft myself. The entrance is so steep. No one's used it in years. There must be some way to get down there. I mean, if I rigged a rope, I might be able to get down more easily. I saw some rope in the workshop at home. I should be able to find everything I need there. I'll have to come back later. Alright, good to know. We have that much more in the journal. Should probably talk to people around town about the missing pig. Why that might be. And I think that's all that we've got. Unless I want to go investigate. Oh, could I also talk to them about the early history? Hang on. Oh, hey, Magdalene. What's up? Your voice is really soothing. Thank you. You are not the first person to tell me that, but I'm always glad to hear it. I'm always glad to hear a compliment. So thank you. I will continue to try and maintain the soothed monotone. Can you show me how you and Artemis get into the salt mine? You're welcome. I'll always take it. I always appreciate appreciation of any kind, as most people go. Compliments are always good to hear. I'm always one to try and aim... If I can aim for a compliment or a critique, I most often try to aim for a compliment, but sometimes you do have to give their critique. It's all gross and creepy. I need to get down there and see what the pagans and Romans left behind. I need references for my mural. Of course. It's just aiming for a more positive mindset generally. Oh, the mural. I would ask Artemis about that. She's pretty protective of the mine. But can't you just show me? Artemis doesn't have to. All right, I'll go find her.
Sorry, Magdalene. If she says yes, I'll show you later.
See you later then, Apollo.
See you, Magdalene.
And if a critique is well said, it is helpful. Fully agreed. It's one thing to just say, wow, that really sucks, but to actually, I find it is a difficult art to have a critique that is worded well and delivered in a fashion that doesn't hurt feelings and is more about the process itself. The process, what genuine ways to assist. All right, Artemis.
Oh, hey, Magdalene, do you need something? I'm a little busy right now.
I need you to show me how you and Apollo get in and out of the old salt mine.
The mine? Damn, Magda, why do you need to get down there?
I want to see what our forefathers and the Romans left behind. It's for the mural.
The mural? You want to use our secret hideout for your mural?
Your secret hideout? But everyone knows you two hide down there.
Yeah, but they don't know how to climb down there, do they? It's secret enough. So why should I show you how to get in?
Because we're friends?
You told my mother when I cut my hair so I didn't have to wear braids 5 years ago. I still hold that grudge. Look, I'll show you how to get into the mine on one condition. You and Apollo help me with our next prank. No telling, no stitching, no questions asked.
Very fair. Thank you. It's one thing to deliver a message, but it's extremely important on how you deliver your message too. The act of giving the message itself is important. It isn't just the message.
Fine, tell me what you're up to. Father Thomas has been droning on and on about the plagues of Egypt, right? Apollo and I were collecting frogs to hide in the tabernacle. When Father Thomas opens it on Sunday, the frogs will go everywhere.
Why do you... Can't wait to see how you get away with it. Exactly. It's all about it. The local idiot on my team, I've always just noticed their ability to say how to do better with tact. I think that is the thing that people that are really, really good at what they do, the communication is the core component. Local idiot meaning I'm new at 5 years. Everyone else has been there for 15 plus. I mean, that's new in the whole scheme of things. That's a 10-year diff, baby. Minimum.
He'll never expect to summon frogs on a sermon on the Egyptian plagues. It's the perfect plan.
So, what do you want me to do?
We stole the tabernacle key, but we need to put it back before he notices.
I think there was a Till Eulenspiegel story like this. Huh?
He stole a silver box from a priest during confession, then confessed to the priest that he stole a silver box. Yeah? He told the priest that he wanted to give him a box that he stole. The priest said he couldn't accept stolen goods. So he stole a silver box and was absolved by the man he stole it from. Ha! So are you going to steal a silver box from Father Thomas?
No, wait. What do you want me to do exactly?
I need you to replace the key on the altar in the church. Apollo and I would attract too much attention, but you're the town's goody-goody.
I'm not that bad, am I?
Well, not entirely. It's not your fault Oates moons over you. The council lets you get away with anything.
Pretty new. Tomorrow might as well be your first day. 5 years is still a long time doing things.
Anyway, will you do it? I'll get you into the mine if you do.
All right, give me the key. You read out loud silver at the same time as my second audio stream also said silver. That's a very funny way to... Sometimes the world aligns in very funny ways. I love the coincidence and the circumstance of just existing. So return the... Can I go work on the first piece of the art? Do I get to choose what I put down for each piece of the art? I think so. God bless you, Magdalene. God bless you, Father Thomas. I found your missing key. Oh, you found it. Praise the Lord. Thank you, Magdalene. Listen to 2 pieces of media at once and can discern both. I'm weird like that. It's okay. I understand how neurodivergence be. Cheers for streaming. I'm happy to be anybody's second monitor content. If I'm first monitor content, I'm ecstatic. Fantastico. Beautiful. Love it. If I'm second monitor content, I'm fine being consigned to the second monitor. Where did you find it, if I may ask? Oh, on the grass outside the church. It must have slipped from your pocket. Just outside the church, but I looked out there already. These eyes of mine must be getting old. Thank you for returning the key to me, Magdalene. You may have saved the whole town from severe consequences. It was no trouble, truly. You're growing into a godly young woman. I know your father is very proud of you. God bless you, Magdalene. Until later, Father. First monitor for me? Aw, thank you, Grami. I'm honored. I'm honored to have the first monitor space. I know how precious it is. Prestigious of a position it is. Alright, back to the forest. Limits. 2 channels on. Your left ear, 1 is right ear. Can't combine them across the hemispheres. I can see how that would be discernible. Left ear Bible, Chinese Bible at 300 speed, right ear Mozart. I'll take the first monitor. I'll wear that as a badge of pride. I was Grommel's first monitor content at least once. Hey Mags, how's your errand going? I gave the key to Father Thomas. I told him I found it outside the church. He doesn't suspect anything. Ha! Well, I suppose that works. Alright, as promised, Apollo and I will show you how to get into the mine. Come on, follow me. Are you sure you want to do this, Magdalene? Yeah, there's some creepy things down there. Who knows how many people have died in those mines? Right, it's probably haunted. Should head back now. Well, you still can. Needs it to be a Twitch bag. First monitor, level 1. Level 1, first monitor. Sheesh. Funny emote like gold star. Oh, fuck. Sorry, I know Knife just DM'd that to me as a joke, and it's just too good of an idea for me not to immediately respond to. First monitor. That would be a great one. Anyways, you two don't scare me. I'm going down there. Alright, but you can't blame us if a ghost gets you. You were warned. Anyway, it's not that bad as long as you know where to put your feet. We do it all the time. Come on, let's get on with it. I don't want to get in trouble again. Fine, fine. Start with your feet on the inner ledge, Magdalene. Then look for ledges that look like shelves. Alright, here goes. Don't forget to move your hands down before your feet so you don't slip. Hike your skirt up a little. You don't get it caught, too. It's easier that way.
Wait, the missing rung! Oh, right, there's a missing rung near the bottom. Watch your step or you'll fall. Uh-huh, like this idiot. You have to say it like that. Why do you always have to embarrass me? Alright, I got it, thanks. Watch out for that last rung. I'm sure that will... Gotta be careful about that. She's totally gonna forget about the last rung. Damn, there are so many missing rungs there. Beat to shit. Oh, is this a multi-part mechanism? I did it. I'm at the bottom. Good job, Magdalene. Good luck doing whatever you're doing down there. Hope you don't die, Magdalene. Climbing out might be trickier. Oh well, time to look around. Ah, convenient lantern. Ye old flint and steel. You should probably keep that on you. Get assistance climbing down the mine shaft. There are lots of different coins down here. How odd. It's not like this is a Saint's Well. I mean, it is kind of the bottom of a well. People toss coins down holes for multiple reasons, I'd imagine. Oh, a tablet. There's still writing on it. Oh, it's a poem. I think it's a love note. I would have chucked this shit down a mine shaft too. Rising passion. This looks to be a larger version of some of Baltus's contraptions. This winch must have been attached to some sort of hauling and pulley system. Fascinating. The one just up at the top. Now that I'm down here, I should see what I can find from the Roman era and before. Any of you tried Paralives? I have not tried Paralives yet. I think that will also maybe go on the list. The ever-growing list of games. Paralives. I've heard good things. I've seen a little bit of... Oh, who did I watch play it? I think it was Arvid. I watched a little bit of Arvid play that and his creature. And also a little bit of Bub, too. Want to love The Sims, hate EA, as everybody should. The Sims games are so fun, but just the way that they're monetized is god-awful. My lord. Oh, bones. They're far too big to be human. No horns. Looks like a mule to me. Maybe it hauled that winch. Poor creature dying down here. That's what must have scared Apollo so much. Yeah, that would scare me too. Piece of pottery. It's beautiful. Is this cave art too? Oh, these must be some kind of figurines. Till and the other farmers find in the field. To think that there are so many remnants of our ancestors scattered in fields and caves like this. I wonder if this game is trying to say anything. Another piece. I wonder if they're all the same pot. This piece looks like it matches the other piece I found. Am I collecting a piece of pottery? I haven't gamed in a year and then decided to download Paralives. I'm more of a builder, and it is everything I've been wanting in The Sims. There's bugs here and there, but it has potential. I think that's probably the best praise that you can give a project like that still in early access. Yet another pottery piece. Another shard. There's a Latin inscription here. Unfortunately, I don't know Latin. It certainly would help with my history gathering here. Oh,
This looks like a Roman map of Tassing. I wonder what's changed. Let's see if I can map everything out. There's the aqueduct in the spring. The abbey was an old fort up on the hill, and that's the rest of town. Wait, what's this building? I don't recognize it. Mithraeum. I don't know that word. I can't quite tell what is meant to label on the map. Maybe some sort of temple? Well, whatever it is, it's not in Tassing now. That's so odd. Maybe with that we can discover the place that Andreas was checking out. Another inscription. It's not very formal. A worker must have carved it. There's that word again, Mithraeum. It must have been important to the Romans. Memento Mori? Yep, exactly. Exactly Memento Mori. We are all mortal and will one day die. It almost looks like it's an altar, but what would an altar be doing in a salt mine? It's been carved out of the salt. It being a military town and being associated with Ares, or sorry, Mars specifically, is certainly an interesting twist that I had not considered. Pottery is scattered everywhere. Oh, a cave-in. The wood here looks newer than the rest of the first part of the mine. Was this a recent collapse? The only Latin phrase I do now. Work slapped that into my brain really hard. Could be today, could be 2 hours from now. It's not to existentialism post as I always do, but it is very important to retain that knowledge about did I miss something here? It is always important to retain the knowledge that one day you will die, and perhaps it's important to live your life accordingly and not just slave away at work. Live a life slightly more fulfilling if possible. Does this cave have a different way out? Or a different place to explore? I thought I tagged everything already. Ah, yes, I see. Perfect. Here's another piece. I have a lot of these pottery pieces. I should find out if they're all from the same pot. Okay. Can I rotate this at all? Yes, there we go. So this is a side piece, I think? Like near the top, probably? I'm not on a good point here. Can I put you back down? Nope. Okay. Find what pieces connect together. So those two for sure. She's throwing people off to the side too. So probably like here-ish. I love this pottery. The pottery is very, like, this game has such a style, such a beauty to it. Oh, this is the other side of her hair. I see now, I see. Okay, move that there. Move that here. That is certainly here. So move this to the outer edge then. Is that... Yeah, okay, we're getting there. Our work has been rather choice the entire way. Someone in the graphics department does this for their primary job. Oh, absolutely. Just all of the visuals, I've been extremely thrilled at the quality. the quality of the whole production. Probably like here. This is a guy on the ground, right? Yep, there it is. Oh, to be an archaeologist. Artist first, game dev second. Yeah, I would certainly agree that this is a full-on artist's rendition. Probably here. There it is. This as well. Yep, we're coming along. That's not it, right? No, okay. Some of the smaller pieces were less, I was less certain of. But yes, this game, all of this game's production value is stunning. This is the wrong corner. How do I swap them? Perfect. Got it. The figures on this pot lid look like they're telling a story. These paintings must depict an earlier myth, even before the Romans. Let's see, this must be Perchta. And those must be forest spirits, part of the wild hunt? Oh god, the next part looks like a human sacrifice. Someone, maybe a chieftain, is sacrificing a man to Perchta. The bottom half of the lid continues the story. These look like spirits. They must be coming in to feast on the sacrifice. That must be how our ancestors tried to keep Tassing safe. They offered sacrifices to Perchta. To think that our ancestors made this and I'm holding it now, maybe this is what I could paint in the mural? I have to think about it more before I decide for certain. Alright, I better get going before I run out of oil in my lamp. I'm not sure how I would want to depict any of this. I won't be able to go any further with all this rubble. I suppose this is as far as I can go. Still, the murals on the wall here showed me that what Tassing was like when the Romans were here. Wonder if I can find out where the Mithraeum was, or what it is. And putting the pottery shard back together showed me one of the earliest stories in Tassing. I think I've seen everything I can down here, and my oil is running out. Time to climb back out. Beautiful, beautiful way to see history and just like to know your town's history to this capacity, to experience it, to document it. I think it's beautiful. Climb. Oh, I'm also dropping my water bottle. Oh, to be an archaeologist. My favorite chapter for sure. I could understand both. Wait, who's that? Hello? Is someone there? Some figure with what looked like facial hair? Expectation. Let's reassemble this beautiful mosaic. Reality. We have to wait until the GPR people get here to see if anything is underneath it. Go catalog these fragments for 3 hours. Yeah. The ideas of archaeology we kind of don't get great. You don't really get to do the fun stuff. No Indiana Jones type adventures anymore. I once went to the Ponce de Leon site in St. Augustine. That was pretty neat. Hell yeah. That sounds like an awesome time. Who was that? Even Apollo and Artemis would have helped me out of there. Well, now that I have some information, I can make some decisions on the first section of the mural. Oh, really? That's just... I spent a long time down there. Sheesh. But yeah, I could definitely see why this would be a favorite chapter as well.
You.
Yes?
I'm Haggler Babyyy, the Lord's gamekeeper. Why are you grazing pigs in the woods?
I'm not. I'm the printer's daughter, Magdalene Dracarin.
I didn't ask for your name. I asked why you were grazing pigs here. Answer me.
Is that you watching me a few minutes ago? That rock almost hit me.
Watching you? No. Rock? I don't know what you're talking about. Now answer me.
That's not my pig.
I've been walking around this forest for hours. Other than the charcoal burner and the tinkerer, you're the only other person I've seen.
Oh, so the charcoal burner and the tinkerer. Interesting.
That pig doesn't belong to you. What are you doing here?
I was in the salt mine?
Doing what? Wait, I don't care. Just tell me whose pig this is.
What if I say it is mine? I don't know, the pig was in the woods when I came here.
Ah, a mysterious lost pig, who apparently belongs to no one.
I suppose so. What the fuck?
If I find any more pigs in these woods, I'll kill them on the spot. And those who brought them here. Do you understand?
Yes.
Good. Remind your neighbors what happens when you break the Lord's laws.
You're just gonna shoot it? You know, the Lord's men patrolled these woods, but I've never seen one before. I didn't realize they were so strict. Suppose I should consider myself lucky. Anyway, time to get out of these woods and back to work in the rat house. Alright, I feel like we're about to get more intrigue here. More intrigue. What do we have in the journal right now? Sit down and read the mural. Sit down and read the book. And then we have... I think we've done most of what we can do here. Yeah. Okay, let's go try and read the book. At least get another little twist. Have I talked to any of you guys? Gillian? I feel like they're not going to have much to say. Hello, Magdalene. How is your father? He's hanging on, but Dr. Stolz is concerned that he's not improving. Good. You must make sure that he eats hearty meals. I know the season makes it difficult, but if he needs the best of what you have in storage, if he's to heal. I'll send Nico over with a few of our good apples later. I'm sure Klaus would appreciate the visit. I'm very grateful to you both. We're back to big head mode. I didn't change it. I didn't turn it off. I can turn it down if you would so like, Riley. Well, it's mutual. Your father has done much for me and Nico these past years. Even counseled us in our, never you mind that. Your what? Oh, it's only that Well, your father is a learned man. In books, yes, but in matters of family, too. You're proof enough, I should think. A respectable young woman like you, raised all alone. Say go bigger. Commit to the bit. Okay. We'll go bigger on the big head mode. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have brought up your mother. I know it still hurts Klaus. It's alright. You've grown into quite a woman, Magdalene. Hope you find a happy marriage with a man worthy of the woman your father raised. I suppose we'll see. As God wills it. But that's enough talk for me. There's work to be done. The inn doesn't run itself. Until later, Magdalene. Until then. Does Nico have anything to say, too? Anything else here? Speaking of which... Replace character sequences with custom characters. Interesting. Okay, this might be a little too ridiculous. We'll have at least one conversation like that. But Zam. Big head mode is also seeing it on the animals too, just I've warped this world into my twisted image where everything has a big fucking head. Oh, hi, Clara. Magdalene, dear. Hello, Clara. Thank you for helping me look after the house. I can't tell you how much more time this gives me to work on the mural. Oh, it's no trouble. You have your hands full as it is. I know Dad really enjoys the company while I'm working, too. Ah, yes, he sleeps most of the day, but he's been in good spirits whenever I drop in on him. You two keep a clean house, too. Well, aside from the workshop, but I can't blame you for that. I've left you to take care of. I've left that to you to take care of. I don't want to damage any of your supplies. Thank you, Clara. Truly, you've been a blessing to us both. Oh, you're such a dear, Magdalene. God bless you. This is what community looks like. Okay, we will, we'll return to normal head mode. Big head mode, good for a time, but I don't know if it's a full game kind of experience. Let's go say hi to dear old Dad as well. Nothing. Okay. Bye, Dad. Rest well. Do I have... Just look at how spacious this house is, too. So much room for activities. What's next on my... I go to... Whose house? In the commons? Oh yes, I need to talk to Otz. Hey Mags. Got your way with the mural, huh? I didn't expect you to convince the council like that. I can be pretty stubborn when I want to, Otz. Clearly, I'm impressed. The rest of the council has been arguing over the matter for so long, even I couldn't get a word in. Then you come in and shut them up in a few minutes. We could use more women like you in the town. There are plenty of opinionated women in the town. You want to let us join the council? What do you mean by that, Otz? Well, you know, you're headstrong and willing to give your opinion, and damn what anyone else thinks. You really think so? Well, yeah, I wouldn't tell you that otherwise. You're, an admirable woman. Anyway, standing up to the council like that was great. I know I'm on the council, but sometimes it doesn't feel like I have any influence. Otz actually seems insecure about his place on the council. Maybe an ass sometimes, but I don't like seeing him upset. Are you going to marry Otz? We're pretty non-committal on it, on the issue currently. Maybe I should reassure him. You vouched for me to do the mural in the first place. Only after your dad did. I still feel bad about that. I should have stuck up for you.
Being the youngest one on the council has been harder than I thought. I know Baltus and Werner don't think I'm capable. Even Paul has warned me about being too rash. My dad died trying to make a difference in this town. All I'm trying to do is carry on his legacy, but it seems like others won't make room for any change.
Keep pushing, Otts. They're stuck in the past, but we're looking toward the future of tassing.
Thanks, Mags. Magdalene. It'll take time, but maybe they'll listen to me eventually. Ah, well, better get back to it. See you later, Mags.
Do the Kreutzers have anything to say? Oh yeah, I need to talk to Blacktill. Christina and Eva.
Hello, Eva. Magda, darling. Otts isn't here, I'm afraid.
I wasn't looking for him.
No? Are you sure? I think he wandered off toward the rat house. Something about the council, but if you ask me, I think he's looking for you.
That's sweet of him. He has been dropping by the rat house more often as of late.
He's quite fond of you. I'm surprised he has any time to visit, though. He's always working on town council business these days, and he's still working at mastering carpentry, too. I suggested a few years ago that he take up an apprenticeship, where he was determined to remain in Tassing. I think he's more comfortable here, even if that means he'll never be the craftsman Otto was. I can help him how I can, but there's only so much I know how to do. Besides, I feel like he's taking care of me instead of the other way around. Funny how time does that.
It's good of him to stay. I worry about... I would jump at the chance. I think Dad misses Mom even after all these years. Do you... let's just say it's good.
Oh, if he had gone, I wouldn't be alone. I have Mom and Jorg and the rest of the family to help take care of. Besides, they keep me busy. I never want for anything. With Otts, the community here in Tassing, I miss my husband. But I'm proud of Otts. He's growing into a capable young man. I'm excited to see him grow into a husband and father. He'll make a wonderful partner.
Whoever he marries will be a lucky woman.
It's about time to start finding a match, too. It's wonderful that God blessed Endris with a wife at last, but I'd rather not have Otts be in his position. Better to marry earlier while he can raise a family. Anyway, I'm sure you have things to do. I'll let you get back to them. Always good to see you, Magda.
You too, Eva. All right, Blacktill.
God bless you, Magdalene.
God bless you, Till. Do you have a moment?
Of course. What do you need?
Ott says you've been obsessed with your painting.
I'm looking into the early history of Tassing for the first part of the mural. Mother Illuminata said your grandfather read about the history of the town.
Ah, fertile fields, that is. Seemed like old pot shards and Latin trivia were all he ever talked about. All of Granddad's reading came from the Abbey's library, though, and you know what happened there. Poof! Up in smoke.
So you don't have any of his old books?
Only a few. Granddad tried to buy some when the Abbey fell on hard times, but they were too expensive. But I can show you something better than books.
Evidence?
Something like that. See, we don't have any books on the old pagans, but we do have their stuff. Shards of ceramic pots and animals, bricks from what looks to be an old forge, mountains of salt. Even found a little bear carved from amber.
Where did you find all this stuff?
It's not just me. Carl finds things. Fabian, too. Any farmer would tell you the same. It's all out there in the fields, under the dirt. Can't go one season without turning up something.
An old-style archaeology. Where are you keeping these things?
Nowhere. We just toss them into piles with the rest of the rocks and root clumps. Sure, it's interesting, but we can't do much of anything with the stuff except look at it.
What do you think it all means?
I don't follow.
How do you think these people lived?
Rough, I'd say, but comfortable. We don't find much of their clothes or their houses, so they must have rotted. I guess that would mean they were living in huts. But their tools are good quality. If they weren't rusted all to hell, I could probably use them today. I
don't know why, but I assume they lived in caves or in the muck. They weren't Christians, no doubt about that, but they weren't animals either. I'd say they had it hard, but they got by. Not so different from today, really. Earlier, you mentioned something about salt. Did the pagans start mining the salt? Had to have, I'd say. Most people think it was a Roman project, but I think the Romans just dug out what was already there. That's why tassing was so important to the Romans in the first place. Salt. So tassing wasn't just on the Imperial Road. They made the road come through tassing. This has been a big help. Glad to spread some knowledge around. Important for folks to know their past. Do you think this pagan stuff would make it in the mural? You bring some of the things the boys and I have found over to the rat house tomorrow, if that'd help at all. That would be great. I'm glad you're taking an interest, Magdalene. I thought no one cared about the pagans but me and Granddad. Until tomorrow. Until then. I should get back to the rat house and get to work. We're getting our basic idea of what we need to get done, but we're going to surely get a murder mystery here very soon based off of the 3 people that were spotted out specifically for the guy shooting the pig in the woods. That's a tone setter for sure. To the rat house then. Is Agnes gone? Sorry, where is Agnes? I should talk to Werner too. The stonemason's wife? I don't think so. Lucky, may he rest in peace. R.I.P. Lucky. No, we talked to Agnes. Agnes talked to us about a couple of things. Hello, Magdalene. How are you? I'm well enough considering the circumstances. I'm glad to hear it. You've been admirably level-headed given your challenges. For what it's worth, though Klaus and I always haven't seen eye to eye, I have always respected him. Dad respects you as well. Thank you for saying so. This drunk dickhead. Well, yeah. Fucking hate Werner. Werner is kind of a real piece of shit. But I can understand why he would be a man as such. Over the years, I've grown to find his stubbornness admirable. It's a quality you share, evidenced in your work on the mural. I know you wish it wasn't me. But I wish doesn't matter. God evidently had other plans. All the same, the council does not want to regret their lenience. I will make Tassing proud. That remains to be seen. Go on then, I have patients to attend to. Until later. We need to be storing more chairs on the walls. Yeah, let's start storing chairs on the walls, guys. That'll be... The art fixtures will be chairs with various decorations. Alright, let's work on the rat house then. I'm sure we'll experience like 2 seconds of anything and then get right to it. Sitting right here and I can hear you. I hope you're not drunk. It's a Monday. Getting drunk at, well, I mean, it's a reasonable time. Hey, Bags, how are the murals coming along? Magdalene. Can't you let it go? Mags is so much easier. No, Otto Zimmerman, I can't. Don't call me. Fine. Anyway, Magdalene, how's the mural going? Doesn't look like much yet. Well, of course it doesn't look like anything now. I've only just finished priming the wall. Now I have to decide what to depict. It's hard to piece together the history of Tassing when it happened so long ago. Since the Abbey library burned, I can only rely on stories from people around Tassing. It's a federal holiday. Also, I don't drink to the point of drunk anymore. Do we get Monday of Juneteenth off? Because The Juneteenth is not on Monday. Being anti-drunk on a Monday during Pride? I'm not being anti-drunk. I'm just saying, like, maybe... just consider your relationship with substances, okay? Getting drunk on a Monday sounds like a Monday. Yeah, you know what? Yeah. My jackass university took this Monday off instead of next Friday. Yeah, my work did as well. Still baffled why. I don't get it either. I don't know why they decided Monday instead of a Friday. But hey, I'm benefiting. I'm getting a 6-day work. Sorry, 6 days off from my work weeks. Just woke up on a Monday. What's up, Luigi? Good to see you. Hope you've been doing well too. Even what I could find about the Romans and pagans was obscure. I had to go into the old salt mine to find anything. At least now I know what to paint for the first part of the mural. So, what is it? Use pottery and tools the farmers have found to show how we lived before the Romans? All of them are so interesting. All of the different possible depictions. I feel like I want to go with the oldest. I would love if we could do like an integration of all of them into one piece. I don't know how that would work, but I would love if that were possible. I'll use the pottery and tools the farmers have found to show how we lived before the Romans. I'm sure Father Thomas will approve, but I don't know. Just sounds kind of boring. What made you choose this story anyway? Has the strongest connection to our farmers, the things that they found, it's the most real? That makes a lot of sense. Other stories might feel like they don't really have anything to do with us. Thanks for explaining it. Of course, I want you all to understand why I'm making these choices. Well, now that I've figured out this portion of the mural out, I'd better start thinking about the next section. I'll leave you to it, Magdalene. Good night, Otts. Good night, Magdalene. Alright, I think if this is a save spot, this is a perfect spot to stop off for the day. Yes. So, I'm going to try and aim for 3 hours like usual again. Thank you everybody for being here. I just love being able to showcase these stories and have everybody interact the way that we do as a community, as a Twitch chat. Nighty night, GG's. Thank you guys. Who does anybody? Actually, no. I have a raid today. I was just talking about them. Let's go raid. Let's raid Johnny Ponage today. My good friend Johnny Ponage. They're doing an absolutely insane Ultimate Iron Man challenge run, and I love them. We do tabletop frequently, and they're just a good person. I love hanging out with them. Their absolute insane Ultimate Iron Man run is walking on the treadmill and carrying the weight that their character carries. So check them out. If you like RuneScape, give them a... If you want to give a raid message too, give an upside down smiley face. Just give an upside down smiley face. Say hi. And I hope y'all enjoy. Witness the glory of the insanity of RuneScape. Anyways, good night all. Love y'all. Mwah. Hope you have a good time.